Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. How are you all today? Thank you for joining me. If you are new, please consider subscribing to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Okay, so we're going to do a 5-card spread, and it's basically whatever comes out, whatever the universe wants you to know today. Okay, so this is a message, a divine message that's coming to you. So just trust that Spirit will let you know what you need to know right now. Okay, so let's go to the board and have a look what the cards have to say. And if you know me, you know that I like to have a little vision before I turn the cards over. Now you can do it like pick a card if you want. Pick a number between 1 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're going to do that, do it right now. You can go week by week. If you want to imagine each card represents a week. There's one left over at the end because there's only 28 days this month. Or you can look at the whole thing holistically, whatever's up to you, it's up to you. All right, let's go with card number 1 now. I'm going to go with that one. I see green trees straight away. This can be your family, it can also be you, but it's certainly someone close, a blood relative. The trees are on the move, which is unusual. Like they're walking on their roots. They've sort of come up above the ground and they're walking on their roots. Now, that's sort of a mixed bag of energy, because in one way it could be, it could represent any number of things. Being ungrounded, not being grounded in practical reality. So it could be off with the fairies, it could be addictions. It doesn't feel like addiction so much though. Maybe for a small number of you watching only. But the word that's flashing in my head is relocation. And so do like this. And so the family's on the move. And so it could be something to do with real estate. It also means too that spiritually the family is moving forward, okay? Overcoming things in the past. Maybe where there's been a few upsets or something happen, and it's time to move on and get away. You've dealt with that and those energies are done with now, and it's just time to move on. The card that comes out is the Page of Swords. Okay, so this is about decisions needing to be made. Often it represents news coming, and it's something that you're thinking about. And me being the optimistic person that I am, I always see it as good news. There's some birds in the background here, meaning look at the bigger picture, think about the future. Don't be stuck in the past. Don't focus just on the present, but do think about the future as well. And so it's past, present, future oriented. This here, the cutting with the blade could be Mars. Mars is stabbing and cutting and things like that. So it could be someone like Aries, for example, because Mars rules Aries, or somebody with particularly that Mars-like energy. So decisions to be made soon. And even though I'm doing this now in February, it could be within the next 6 months. So maybe that you're just thinking about moving, or a big decision which moves you forward in some way. Okay, so that's card number 1 if you've picked card number 1. Okay, card number 2, or the second week, I'm going to go with that one. What do I see? Purple, a lot of purple stars, spiritual, crown chakra opening up. Purple, the colour of royalty. Purple, the colour of, by implication, sovereignty, because royals are sovereign. And we, in reality, we're all sovereign over ourselves. We're sovereign over our bodies. At least in many Western countries, in the US, that's not the case. That you're not, unfortunately, so if you're a woman, you're not sovereign over your body in some states. But in Australia, certainly you are sovereign if you're a woman. under law I'm talking about, human law. I'm not talking spiritually there. I'll just clarify because I'm across two realms at the moment. Spiritually, we are always sovereign, and we have the right to do what we wish as long as we don't hurt anybody else, basically. Okay, so the card that comes up is the Eight of Swords. If you've picked card number 2, this is about restrictions, limitation, being bound. You know what we're most often bound up by, and that's our own belief systems. Yes, there's governments and they've got lots of laws and things. Yes, and they do represent bindings, but mostly we're bound by ourselves. And so the choices that we make are basically what ties us up in knots. And so this month particularly, but any time over the next 6 months, be focused on releasing yourself from your own belief systems. And I'll give you an example. I used to have a belief system that after eating like a proper meal, that I would always have something sweet after eating a proper meal. And I've discovered that's not a good idea. It was in fact trapping me. Oh, just have a piece of apple pie. But I was doing it every day because it became a habit. Okay? Habits can be binding. Even the good habits, actually, if you think about it, I'll go for, habit of going for a walk every day, right? It's a habit. It's a good habit. It's a healthy habit. It's still a binding because it's still limiting, in a sense, what I think I'm going to do with my day. I'm just going to be, habitually going for a walk in the afternoon. And is it ever a good thing to do something mindlessly? That's the question mark there. But there's certainly lots worse habits than going for a walk. But I'm saying this because it gives you an idea of other things that can be binding you. So yes, there are the traditional things. You could be in an unhappy partnership or marriage, and it's hard to get out, especially if you've got children. Or you could have your parents still telling you what to do, or your brother, or just anybody, a person telling you what to do. So my point is there's lots of different ways to be bound. And swords, because it's swords, these are your thoughts. So it's very easy to get bound up by our own thoughts. We think we know something, and I do this too. And then you find out later down the track that, I misinterpreted that. You see, whatever. So anyway, take that all, bear that in mind, but it's time to get free. Okay, so this is good because it's the first step to let you know and to remind me that our thoughts and our belief systems are what bind us the most. Okay. And if you're addicted to chocolate milkshakes, you might consider that. The chocolate milkshakes just flashing in my brain. And I don't actually ever drink milkshakes. It's probably been 20 years since I've had a milkshake, at least, or more. Okay, next card. Card number 3. Let's go with that card there. Closing my eyes. What does Spirit want to tell you right now? There's lots of turquoise blue. This is the lighter colour turquoise I'm talking about. So blue and green, but light, gentle, flowing, sort of vaguely reminiscent of water emotions, but pleasant, going with the flow, beauty, pastels, bringing in other colours, lemon, apricot, lilac and blue, all together, all swirling in front of me. I love this. This is really a piece of art that I'm looking at in spirit. And so I guess the main keyword is going with the flow. Wow. Oh, I know what this is. Okay. I know why I saw that. Okay, so I had a past life where I drowned, and I remembered that about 25 years ago or something like that. And as I was drowning, I know it sounds gross, but if, as deaths go, it's not a bad death. After you give up and surrender, they are the colours that all swirl around, and it's beautiful. And so the death process. If you've picked card number 3, something is ending. but it's beautiful. And it's beautiful in its ending, and it has to end, and you know it has to end, and you might be upset and sad and disappointed that it's ending, and yet it's so spiritually beautiful and freeing. And you know what it reminds me of now? I've never thought of this before, so thank you for giving me these visions that I can see. It reminds me of being born, and all of the energies coming around and flowing, all of these colours, and there's music there as well, beautiful music, and the angels are singing and playing music, and it's just like you could stay there forever. So something's finishing, so something can start, and it's a beautiful spiritual process. And I know it seems contradictory to say that you've got pain and suffering on one hand and beauty on the other hand, and how do you hold it together? It is a miracle in one way, and yet in another way it's very difficult to comprehend and understand. Okay, but that's spirit. Often we don't understand. If we can get it right sometimes, then we're doing really well. Okay, by the way, this does not necessarily mean that there's a physical death in your family. It does mean that the way you've done things, your life, a partnership, a job, something important, even your belief systems are changing. Okay. Card number 4. Card number 4. What do I see? What do I see for card number 4? What does Spirit have to tell you? Let's go with... Nah, doesn't feel right. What does Spirit have to tell you for card number 4? Nah. Oh, gosh. Just got to get the vibe. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay, closing my eyes now. That was long and drawn out. I see a fence. This is a boundary. It's very Saturnian in nature. This is a structure, a limitation in some ways. But some people like that. They like to be told what to do. But the good news is there's a gate. Okay, so you can open the gate and get past the structure. You can free yourself from the box. This could be any number of things, like the roles that we play: mother, daughter, worker, psychic, YouTuber, whatever role you play in life. There's always a gate so that you can get out of that. Okay, well, there you go. Here is a card called the 10 of Cups. It's about motherhood. It is a role. And as your children grow, you will be able to have more and more freedom as your kids grow up. So this is all about nurturance. It's about looking after your family, making the home a comfortable, beautiful place, like affection, kindness, warmth, security, stability. So it's a lovely card, but you might still want freedom, even so. And as your kids grow, you can have that. All right, or maybe you can have little bits of freedom if people help you out, or, go out for a date night or something like that to do something different. All right, last card, card number 5. 5 is alive. Actually, I don't mind that one on top. Close my eyes. What do I see? What does Spirit want to tell you? I see lots of flashing energy, thoughts, and motivation, inspiration. Little bits of energy coming through, and they flash through very quickly. And so what I would say is, when you get the energy to do something, do it straight away, immediately if you can, because they might be gone just as quickly as they're there. So when you've got the energy to do it, the energy's there, do it. The card that comes up is the 5 of Wands. Okay, this is a fiery, sort of passionate energy, and you'll see the flames here on her fingertips. But it is also about conflict, because you may want to do things and you may be in conflict with yourself. So shall I paint the wall black, or will I paint the wall purple? And you can't decide between the two, perhaps. It could be something like that, or it could be other people that are trying to tell you what to do or control you in some way, and you may need to stand your ground and be firm about what it is that you're doing. You'll see here all of these baseball bats. They're like candles. There was hope for something at one point, but that has just about gone out. There's some little bits of smoke coming up off those candles of hope. But she still has the flames in her fingertips, so she can still do something because she's still motivated to do something. But this could be, for example, if you're in business, there might be a lot of competition. If you're here on YouTube, you might be finding it difficult to get your YouTube channel going. It is really hard work. And you like trying to experiment to see what works, find out what works. It's very difficult. The fact is that the top 2% of YouTubers get 90% of the views, I think it is. When I call that a fact, I might be slightly wrong, but I don't think so. Top 2% of YouTubers get 90% of the views. So, you know, it's not easy. But if you feel compelled and your heart is telling you, I wouldn't dissuade you, because obviously I'm in the same boat and I'm doing it too. So be guided by the motivation and the inspiration that you feel, and stand your ground if, you know, other people are giving you a hard time. Okay, so that's the cards for what Spirit wants you to know at the moment. Now, I'll just close my eyes and see if there's anything else. There we go. Oh, too far over. Amazing, isn't it? I can't make them straight today. Oh well, not to worry. Okay, it's a bit wobbly, a bit like life, isn't it? It's this death card that's throwing it all out. See, in the middle, the death card's not straight, but I'm going to leave it like that because that's a bit like life, isn't it? Okay, going to close my eyes, see what I can see for everybody. What does Spirit want to tell you? Okay. This is really weird. There's a woman here with a necklace on, and it's a potato. The pendant is a potato. Gosh, I don't know. Do you like potatoes? I actually really do like potatoes. Maybe if you're eating them all the time, you may be, you know, eating too many. There's lots of different things. Potatoes are lots of different ways to do them. They're very flexible. And lots of different things you can do. Actually, years ago, my husband lived with an Irish couple, and they were bakers. And they used to serve up, with every meal, they used to serve up potatoes done 3 different ways. I'd never seen that before. It was nice. This lady, she could really cook. Now, what else can I see? I don't know what that means. Really put that one to the side. Okay, I'm on a train now, and the train is going in a line, but it's a little bit curved. Okay, so it's like life is giving us a curved ball, so to speak. It's hard to see because it curves. It's just a gentle curve. It's nothing untoward. And it sort of goes over this way, and then it curves back that way, and then it goes to the right, and then it goes to the left. But look, we're making progress, and it's giving us a different view on life as we change direction, as the train moves left to right. You know, it's like this snaking its way along the path. So we are getting where we need to get to. That's the important thing. So have hope and faith that you know, whatever you need, Spirit will supply it. Chinese gentleman here, an old gentleman. I can see his little beard, and it's sort of tied in two. Here he's a bit like Confucius Say type of person. Oh, right. He's got a roll of toilet paper and he's handing out the toilet paper. Okay, so I know this means it's time to get rid of some stuff. This is an excellent time if you're thinking about, and I hate to use the word diet, but let's call it, if you're thinking about modifying your eating habits, okay? So could be time to give up carbs or give up sugar or something like that, and clean out to get ready for the springtime if you're in the northern hemisphere, or the autumn if you're in the southern hemisphere. So yeah, time to, maybe give up alcohol for a while or stop smoking or something like that. It's a time of detox, cleaning out. All right, there's this big spaceship here which is taking off. As it takes off, this is really weird because it doesn't actually happen like this, but there's a lot of really gunky black oil coming out of the back of the rocket, which usually there's some sort of flames or something that comes out there when the fuel ignites and all of that stuff. But this is like all dripping out, and so that's just sort of confirming the idea of detox time. You need a detox so that you can take off. You might have some particularly brilliant ideas that you really want to implement, but even though they may not be things that involve you doing stuff physically, Spirit wants you to physically detox, because that will help give you more energy to get your ideas into the physical world. Okay, a toaster, and instead of bread coming out, it's tissues. Okay, toasted tissues. Tissues mean that, letting go of something, being, a bit upset by letting go of something, but they're toasted. Maybe you need some warmth or affection in your life, perhaps. I'll put a question mark over that because I really don't know how to interpret toasted tissues. If you have an idea, let me know in the comments. Yes, please. I'm open to your suggestions. When I see stuff, I've got to interpret it. And I do that from experience, trial and error over all these decades. But when something bizarre pops up like that, I'm probably just sort of guessing. The toasted tissues means the need for warmth and security when something, when you're in a sad situation or you're in a situation of letting go of something. Okay, so I've got a boat here, a sort of wooden, it's not a ship. Yeah, it's a boat. It's smaller than a ship. And it's on the ocean, but the ocean's not particularly rough. It's just sort of calmish, and the boat is going along. The sun is going down, which does denote the end of something, but the boat is fine. The boat just continues on. So this is your emotional life, because the boat on the ocean is the subconscious, basically. And so yes, there's letting go, and things are going to be fine, and you're still moving forward regardless of what happens. Okay, so that's it. That's what I see. Hope this has helped you in some ways. Please let me know. I'd like to know if you resonate with any of this, what card you picked, and so on. Okay, have a very wonderful week this week and this month and this year. Okay, thanks again. If you are new, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that notification bell right now. Okay, thanks again. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.